You may be seated. That may not be anything for anyone, but as I was reading, there's so many things that comes out of this passage that, and to some it's familiar, and we've heard about it in times past. It's people talking about it. If you've ever ventured through the thresholds of any church, you may have been privileged to hear a scripture, a sermon regarding the faith of Peter stepping and walking on water because of his faith. But as I was reading, this is true, but as I was reading, I'm asking the Lord, and he was taking me through different things, and I began to see different things regarding this passage. And for those of you that are for a title, is choosing a safe place with foundation and faith.
Okay.
For those of you that are in the balcony, choosing a safe place with foundation and faith. It's amazing because when as I was reading regarding Peter and the wind, in this story, and it's about the obedience. Some may say it was about Peter had the obedience, was obedient when he asked the Lord to come out. Lord, you bid me. But how many realize that obedience is not a guarantee we're spared from adversity?
That's right.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
I can't hear nobody.
That's right.
I can't hear nobody. See, and the Lord has said, in this day and age, men and women of God get over the shock that you're not special.
Amen.
Say it, Pastor. Say it now.
See, what are you talking about? I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Yes, you are, but that has nothing to do with saying that you're special.
Holy Ghost.
And the problem I asked the Lord, he said, well, tell my people, you see, because someone has bamboozled them and to begin to thinking that nothing is supposed to happen to them because they know me.
Teach us.
And the problem is that the reason because you do know Christ, things are supposed to happen to you. So somewhere along the line, we got it twisted in thinking that he said, well, tell them that they think what makes you think because of obedience, adversity is not supposed to come your way. You block things that prohibiting that should be advancing you. You block them because you got it twisted, thinking that, well, that's not God because God is not going to allow anything bad to happen to me. Who is it that you've been listening to? I don't understand that. Because you have your theology twisted because that's not in the Word of God. It says adversity because, well, I'm obedient. God is not going to allow anything. Who told you that? I don't understand that. I said, well, Lord, so as I begin to read, as I read the story, and we understand that the storm, and it's amazing because it's about, they said, well, how many realize in the passage it was saying that there were certain things that was going on that the disciples was neglected to realize and to speak about and to see, and that's why they were in the predicament they were in. How many realize it depends on what your boat is, because safety doesn't. See, we got a problem, and this is the thing, because you don't know what, and it's a metaphor. It was a metaphor. You think because you're in somewhere secluded that means that's guaranteed safety.
Jesus.
No, Pastor, what are you talking about? Well, as the story goes on, you know, and this is the thing the story was, and you must understand this, and it's amazing because this happened right after the multitude were being fed. I read that last part of Mark when Christ said in Mark said they were still they couldn't really get over, the disciples were still stuck on the miracle of the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. So like some of us are stuck. Sometimes God, if you know who He is, you won't get stuck on just one thing that He does, because you will understand that God is able to do exceedingly and abundant. I want to bless mind more than what I just done. But because of your finite mind, you stuck on a boat and it has nothing to do with something on the sea. I don't know, it just went over. But you stuck in the boat here. I moved on and you still stuck on the place where I just left from. Because you're trying to rationalize it in yourself. How was he able to do that? How was he able to? And so God is moving on. I'm trying to get you somewhere else. You still stuck on land.
Come on.
So it's amazing. It's amazing on that part. So we must understand, when I say choosing a safe place, we have an option. Sometimes when we're dealing with spirit beings, we have an option. We have an option to stay or to leave.
My Lord.
To stay or to leave. Based upon, because of your understanding. Well, Pastor, what are you talking about? Foundation in faith. Well, how many realize, like it was on the boat, and it was amazing because when you read the story, Jesus sent them on ahead of him. He stayed on land to pray and waited for all the 5,000 men and women. Not talking about children. He just waited for the 5,000 men and women to leave before he left. So he sent he said, you all go ahead of me. You all go ahead. And the Bible declares, and you read in certain passages, I think in Mark it may say 25 to 30 furlongs. And I looked that up. That happens to be like 3 miles and some change. Maybe 3.5 miles, 3 2/4 miles out on sea. So that's a pretty good distance. This is so amazing. Now, when they got like 3 miles out, the Bible declares that the waters and everything, and this is where it gets interesting. The water begins to turn and things of that nature. Now, understand, these are professional fishermen. In that they weren't novice on the water. They weren't novice on navigating on the sea. They were professionals. It wasn't the first time that they went out and the sea. But in this time, you must understand how this thing is set up. They're on the sea now. They weren't on a cruise ship. Wasn't no lights on the side of the boat. It was if you ever been on a cruise and you look out beyond the lights, it's like pitch dark. It's like pearl black. It's like if you fall over, bye. And that's not exaggerated. Unless you can light up like a fireball, it would be difficult to spot you. And this is just on calm waters. We're not even talking about waves in the sea. We're just talking about out of you. And the sea and the water is calm. It's difficult to see someone unless they just light up with a flare. I'm trying to paint this picture for you, so you must understand. They're 3 miles out. Jesus still sitting back, he chilling, he done went and prayed, not in a rush. And then when you read the Bible declares, when you read in Matthew, it says, well, Jesus was walking on the water about to pass them by. Jesus did not go to me. The Bible declares he was about to pass them by. Well, Pastor, what do you mean he was about to pass them by? Even in the midst, because you must understand, even in the midst of the storm, it's no problem. Christ walking on the water. They're 3 miles out. They're 3 miles long. He catches up with them.
Yes, sir.
He catches up with them now. And this is the thing that you all must understand. When I said, well, what is this? Well, we know about Peter, and he jumps right on Peter, but there were some things that was building up before Peter even did what he did.
Right.
This is what we need to catch it, because this is what's going to benefit the believer's life. I said, well, Lord, he said, well, foundation in faith. He said, you must understand and tell these my people. He said, well, the foundation is. I said, well, Lord, he said, don't miss the clues. Many of us now are dealing with certain things that we're dealing with, and it was about the storm on the water. But our metaphor, our storm could also be in our everyday life, because when things are bombarding, and the thing about the storm is to keep you off balance. So the metaphor about being on water means that you're off balance because you're moving. It's tossing, it's turning. So you don't necessarily have to be on water to be tossed and turned. Many of us look like everyday life. Some some things because we don't understand. And we think that we try to give an excuse to other people while we're going through certain things instead of taking authority over it.
That's right.
Pastor, what are you talking about? Everything that we go through, we don't have to just feel the effects of going through it. We can go through it and know that we're going through it, but we don't have to feel the effects of going through it. Well, Pastor, what are you talking about? Well, in the book of Mark, the first time when I read that, I read Mark 4 for a reason. While the storm came, Jesus was asleep. They went to Christ and said, he was on the stern of the ship laying down. He said, Christ, do you care that we perish? Dude, really?
Wow.
Say it, Pastor.
Jesus is sleeping. There's a storm. Because he understood, I know it's a storm, but it doesn't have to affect. I know what's going on, but I can still sleep in the midst of the storm, right? Because I know, and I'm trying to teach you the same thing.
Yeah.
But what you try to make excuses for the reason why you're going through, as opposed to taking authority over it. Okay, you must understand. You say, well, tell them this. Like then don't miss the clues, because this was the problem with the disciples and with Peter. Peter was like in the Bible declares. Now I want you all to hear this. Peter was walking, Christ was walking, and when Peter asked, Peter said, the disciples, Peter said, 27. Jesus spoke to them because they saw him walking and they were troubled. Is it a ghost? And he cried out, they cried out for fear. Christ said, be of good cheer, it is I, do not be afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. Command me to come. This is the problem where we mess up a lot of times, because you must understand. Peter was checking, and the Lord said, you must understand the foundation for which you walk on before you walk. Pastor, what are you saying? Well, Peter asked this. See, we don't take the time out to evaluations. We just let our situations happen, and we think, well, okay, because it happened, I guess God said that we're supposed to deal with it. No, God is testing, because you must also understand that if you know the foundation, you know whether to stay on the boat or to get out of the boat. You know you should know how to pursue or not to pursue. Peter said, wow. And Peter answered, he said, well, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. Now, think of this. I want you all to see this. This is Christ. This is the water. We already know the waves, and this is like this. Christ is walking in the midst, but you must understand, how did they even know there was a ghost? Now you must understand, it's pitch dark. They see something coming through them. The problem is they didn't believe. It's not the first time that the disciples went through this with Christ. That's why I read Mark 4 the first time. They'd experienced rough waters with Christ before, but they didn't learn the lesson. They didn't know how to pick out the clues to find out if this was Christ or if it wasn't, or what to ask in the midst of it. It's not only one time that you and I will go through things. Sometimes we will repeat the same thing. Why? Because we didn't catch the clues the first time. You only graduate until you understand. Hallelujah. It's not that. It's fear only comes when there's time for you to be elevated.
My God.
How many realize that? How many realize that fear never leaves permanently? The thing is, we must learn how to master fear. So when it comes, I recognize it's fear, but I've learned how to master. Master means that I've learned how to navigate in the midst of fear. I've learned how to navigate in the midst of it. Fear will always come because God will always wants us to be elevated. The only reason for us to be elevated, we must be able to tackle our fear. You can't get it. If you're always afraid, you'll stay complacent. The problem was with the disciples. You must understand, Peter was the only one, because Peter understood, hold on, this is the second time we done went through this. There was one time Christ was in the boat with us. He spoke, peace be still. Why couldn't he do that again? So now you must recognize clues for the foundation. Peter understood Peter watched, and he understood how Christ works. He understood now Christ is walking in the midst of a storm, but the storm is not touching him. Clue number one. You must understand. A ghost could not be doing. They were saying, well, could this be a ghost? And the Lord said, well, tell them, you must understand. Nothing can respond as Christ but Jesus, a sure foundation. So in other words, the elements were that the enemy cannot control the elements. So he's walking on the water. Now, the thing about this, because they were stuck on the miracle of the 5 loaves, everybody allowed themselves to stay stuck except for Peter. It doesn't matter. Peter understood. You must understand. That's why Peter became a great leader and he did exploits later on, greater. Because he wasn't afraid. Even though he was fearful, he understood. Hold up. It's either either I'm a sink or I'm a walk. Yes. But the only reason I'm going to do what I'm going to do because I understand the foundation of my Lord and my Savior. Yes. Peter said, Christ, if this is you, because he understood no one else can give him the authority to come join Christ. A ghost couldn't say, come on now. And then Peter understood the voice of Jesus. He understood that you must understand, this is a storm. How you going to hear Christ talking in the midst of a storm when you have these crashing waves? He's not talking loud. We got to understand in the midst when Christ is trying to talk to us, he's not going to get a megaphone. Hey, this is Jesus. He's not going to try to overshadow. You got to understand and have a listening ear so when he begins to speak, you know what the foundation of Christ. No, that's Jesus. That's Jesus speaking to me. It's a still soft voice in the midst of a storm. Lord, if this be you, bid me to come out. You got waves crashing, you got the storm going on, but yet Peter still was able to hear. Everybody else was still in the boat afraid.
My God.
Amongst themselves because they were in camps with fear.
My Lord.
Okay.
That's good.
They were in camps with fear. But Peter said, Lord, if this be you. So he did. Peter got out of the boat. You must understand. Now, because when Christ said Christ is walking, everything has to come into subjection when Christ is on the scene.
Yes.
Now, we're talking, it's pitch dark, it's black. So, Jesus illuminate doesn't matter what. That's why they thought it was a ghost, because the illumination of Christ. Y'all don't want to walk with me, you got to understand. You had to see something. You can't see a ghost in the dark.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It had to be something that was illuminating. That's why they got fearful.
Come on, Pastor.
My Lord.
The illumination was Christ himself walking on water. Because I'm light and darkness. He can't be but who he is.
That's right.
He can't be but who he is. He's light. He illuminates. He says dark and light is the same to me. I'm a shining light just like I shine in darkness. That's what I with the word. So Peter was like, oh, well, Lord, if that be you, because he knew, okay, I'm going to ask, Father, because I know that's you, because I understand the foundation. I must have a foundation first. There's nothing that you and I can do unless we understand that there's a foundation.
That's right. That's right.
And because there's a faith is a building up. You can't just tell somebody to have faith when they don't understand how to have faith. Y'all don't want to talk to me. The Spirit of the Lord said, no. See, it's not just having faith, but you have to build up the faith. You have to know the clues. You have to know what to look for to know, okay, and in that process, you're building your faith. Because then the foundation for which you're asking, I'm asking Christ, and I know he's the firm foundation. In the Bible, because I looked it up, and y'all also understand foundation is a load-bearing footing, a base of infrastructure, support. You can't get no better support than Christ.
That's right.
Load-bearing. God can take whatever weight that we give to him. That's why he said, cast your cares upon me, for I care for you. I don't want you to worry about anything because it adds nothing to your measure. So if he said, cast your cares upon me, I'm your load-bearing weight. I can carry the weight. I am your support. I'm the infrastructure which you walk upon. I am the stone that the builders rejected. Are you understanding now? So it's amazing. So Christ is saying, he said, well, tell them, because they must understand. You must be able to hear in the storm. So when we're going through adversity, when we're going through something, because first of all, you must understand that we're not exempt from adversity.
That's right.
And the problem is a lot in the body of Christ, we try to act like adversity doesn't apply to us. That's a problem.
That's right.
As I said before, that's a problem. That's why we miss so many things, because we try to use another word and think and say that adversity is not for us. No. You have to go through things. When Christ is wanting you and I to grow in something, be challenged, He's going to send adversity. But we have to understand, and then you have to have the ability to discern, because even in the midst of Peter asking, he was discerning if it was Christ or not. You got to be able to discern. That way you just don't go with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. They say, I'm Jesus. Well, the Lord sent me with a word for you. Because hold on, it's okay to discern, ask questions. Am I talking to anybody? And that way we won't get caught up with the enemy, with the ways of the enemy, because the enemy knows that if I know you don't know your foundation, it's easy for me to pull the wool over your eyes. It would be real simple for me, and you do all the work. All I do is just initiate a little bit, and you take it from there. Because you think that, because I know what you think is you have no foundation. You don't know how to look for the foundation. You don't know how to see the clues. And that was the problem with the disciples, because this wasn't, like I said, this was the second time this happened. And you're acting like this. The only one who wanted to step out was Peter. So when Peter stepped out, Peter began to walk on the water. That's right. And the problem is, when Peter began to walk on the water, I think he gained overwhelmed. And I know Christ was, well, come on, Peter. Peter walked by Christ. And this is the thing. This is the thing that the Lord showed me. Because you all need a visual aid to understand about the foundation in faith. So this is what this is what the Lord is showing. This is the difference between knowing the foundation. Know what foundation you want to subject yourself. You have to know the foundation. And the faith is, this is the thing about with the faith. It's easier for, you all heard the thing about, with your back towards you. Your back. You know your back is. This is your back. Okay. Easy for this. You must understand. Now, have you all ever heard, this is how Christ says, show them this, because they must understand it. The foundation is that this is my wife. I'm her husband. She knows my foundation. If I ask her, and this is where faith comes, this is real faith when you know the foundation. If I ask her to lean back and I catch you, lean back. Lean back. Okay. Understand this. When you know the foundation, it's easier to have faith and put your faith and trust in when you know the foundation. The problem is when you don't know the foundation, it's hard to put faith. If a stranger came up here and stood behind co-pastor and said, I'll catch you in, she'd be skeptical. She doesn't know his foundation or her foundation. You understand what I'm saying? It's imperative that we know the foundation. Peter understood the foundation of Christ. He understood if Jesus said, come on out, come on out. My faith now can be released because I understand what the foundation for which I've been asked to come out. Am I talking to anybody? So therefore, Peter stepped out because he knew the foundation is Christ. So if Christ asked me to come out on water, I'm able to walk on that water. Now the problem sinking has nothing to do with Christ. Y'all better come up and talk to me. The problem, the thing about Peter sinking had nothing to do with Christ. Christ is going to do what he has to do. He puts it all back on us. That's why he said, be a little faith. I'm not your problem. The problem resides in you. Y'all don't want to talk to me. Everybody always want to talk about, see, when we get in predicaments and jam, and we want to say, well, the Lord, I guess the Lord just didn't want to do. No, you don't understand. It's not about the Lord doesn't want you to do this and that. In the book of Job, God said to his wife, foolish woman, should he not only be the God of the good as well as the bad? Y'all better talk to me. So he said, I'll put it all in your hands. All you need to do is to understand who I am. Believe in my foundation. Peter said, and then there would have been no room for doubt. Peter started doubting because when God's supposed to allow us to do extraordinary things. I don't want to talk. This is an extraordinary thing. This man is walking on water. He's the only one who can say that he walked water. He defied all laws of physics. You have something to tell you, oh no, he got that. That's unbelievable. Couldn't nobody walk? No, because of your finite mind. You want to go with your intellect. Then the spiritual ability is always greater than man's intellect. I said before, faith can open up doors that our intellect can never conceive of opening. And keep them open. Because it's our faith. But why? Because we understand our release. Hallelujah. Because I understand the foundation from which my faith is going towards. My faith isn't in me. My faith is in Christ.
Yes, sir.
Am I talking to anybody? So, Pastor, what does it have to do with the boat? Well, I'm saying this, believer. With your boat with the metaphor with the boat, it doesn't always have to be the physical thing. It's wherever you find yourself and then you appear to be complacent. Because for some reason, it is fear that's keeping you from venturing out. And many people try to do that and staying safe. Hold up. And you know what the Lord told me? He said, you all are walking around. Many of us are walking talents. And we don't even understand that God has given us the ability. We're walking talents. God has dispersed many talents to each and every one of them. It's how you conduct yourself. You think that staying in a secluded place is being safe. But the Lord is looking down upon you saying, you didn't do anything with the gift that I gave you. It's just a store, but you are the talent that God has dispersed 5 talents. 5-fold ministry. I can't hear nobody. What are you operating in? Why are you going to try to give? I gave you a talent. You won't even progress, and you don't even know if you can speak in tongues because you grabbed that only talent and you hid it. So you can come back to me and say, look, Lord, I still have that gift that you gave, but you didn't do anything with it. I gave it to you so you can progress. Understand. The Lord said, tell them. See, and then they want to say, because you want to stay in the boat. That's why you don't get no kudos for staying in the boat hiding. Because I know what you're made of. And because you don't want to exercise the gift that I gave you. No, I'm not going to extend you as though you've done something because you hid in a hole. So Peter was the only one that stepped out. The other ones didn't do it till after Christ ascended. There's no kudos for you hiding. Bottom line, that's what you're doing. Jesus. So he said, but you must understand, faith is the end result of our actions.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
That's good, Patrick.
There's a building up. Faith is the end result. But before Peter did what he did, there are some things that was working that Peter considered. Peter didn't just jump out. Peter asked a question. He said, if it be you, bid me to come. Then the asking that Peter discerned, you got to use discernment.
Come on now.
You got to use discernment. God, if it be you, because Peter understood the foundation. Can't nobody tell me to come out and have the authority to come out and walk on water but Christ. Because the elements are only going to listen to him.
That's right.
And then by him walking, Peter just wanted to make double check. And that's what we're supposed to do. Because you can't be deceived when you know what questions are asked and you know what to look for.
All right, now. That's good.
Many of us are deceived because we don't know the questions to ask or we don't know what to look for. We don't know how to look at the clues. There are clues that Christ allows us, that he puts out, but we don't know how to pick up on the clues.
Good.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord.
Because like the Spirit of the Lord says, and this is so imperative that our faith doesn't lie with Christ, but it lies with us.
That's right.
Jesus.
Because you see what happened when Peter stepped out, when Peter did what he did. And then so if he did it that one time, even though he had begun to sink, he did still again cried out because he knew what would save him. When he began to sink, he cried out, "Save me." Peter recognized it wasn't Christ that caused me to sink, it was me. I got to get back on track. Jesus saved me. Christ reached down and pulled them up. Oh, now you getting it, huh, Peter? He recognized, oh shoot, I stepped out the way. I got into my flesh.
That's it. My Lord. Jesus.
I got into my flesh. I started looking at the waves, but Christ is standing right here. I got into my flesh and I let fear try to come instead of me. I let fear conquer me. Oh no. Jesus saved me. He started going down. And he kicked back in on him. And then the Bible declares says that they both got into the boat. And then they sailed where they need to go. So we must understand, men and women of God, when we go through things, first of all, we must understand that we're not, adversity does not admit us.
Yes, sir.
We must understand that. Quit trying to substitute adversity with something else. Trying to substitute it saying, well, no, the Lord won't allow me. Yes, he will. That's the only way you're going to be built up. That's the only way that we grow. That's the only way elevation comes. And along with that elevation, because we know that God is only by the grace of God, there's more appreciation. There's a problem because many now in the body of Christ don't have appreciation for Christ. Why? Because they stay in the boat.
That's good.
You can't have appreciation for God when you stay in the boat. When you're so fearful to come out, you think that you're doing something because you don't want people to find out that you're really scared. No, I'm good. I'm just going to know a coward. You're scary. You're scary. That's the bottom line. You're a coward. You're scared to get out of the boat. You think that you don't want to know people are supposed to talk about you. But who cares? As long as you're triumphant. Peter didn't care. Peter jumped out of the boat, and then Peter did some more things after that. Well, I know Peter was like, well, always the first one to run into something. Why? Because he laid the foundation. He knew Christ had his back. I already, if I mess up, I mess up. But Jesus got my back. Why? Because I understand I'm doing it in his name. None of the disciples can ever say that Peter was scared. None of the disciples could ever say Peter was scared.
That's right.
Because Peter wasn't scared. He probably had fear, but he didn't allow the fear to conquer him. He learned by doing things. Oh, and the more you do it, the more we take on those challenges, the easier it becomes. It's easier for me to help somebody else. No, let me tell you something, son. God, let me tell you something. You're going to go through some things, but don't be afraid to go through it.
That's right.
Don't be afraid to go through it, because when you go through it, that's the guarantee. That's the guarantee you become stronger.
Get out the boat. Get out the boat. Oh, Jesus, God, thank you.
So, and before I close, and that's why it was entitled "Choosing a Safe Place," because a solid material thing doesn't guarantee safety. We get it twisted. We always think because nothing. Okay, you on a boat when it's spiritual. You must understand that you're on a boat, but when it's spiritual, because we're spiritual beings. Because you're on a boat and you're thinking, well, someone is saying, Christ is saying, I need you to come step out on the water. So step out, understanding that I'm with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. As long as you believe that, I can show you great and mighty things. I can't show you anything standing on the boat.
Yes.
And then you must understand why you're standing on the boat. You're also on the boat with other individuals that don't believe. So when you think you're doing something great, you're actually hard because all you all are doing is exchanging doubt. You're exchanging doubt because you're going to get what somebody else is saying why you shouldn't get out the boat. Then they're going to reaffirm to you why you shouldn't get out the boat. Then you're going to share that with somebody else why you shouldn't get out the boat. But God said, I have something great for you, but you got to trust me. You got to understand that I'm the firm foundation. You got to understand that I will never lead you in a path of unrighteousness. I can't hear nobody, but I can't make you. That's why you have to choose. You got to choose a safe place. Peter chose, Lord, if it be you, bid me. I'm getting out this boat. I step over something.
Thank you, God. Yes, Father. Yes.
There's nothing firm about the sea.
Nothing, my Lord. Oh, my Lord.
There's nothing firm about this seed. When we think we're supposed to get a guarantee before we step out, sometimes God's not going to allow. He's going to allow your flooring to be moving.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the circumstances. That's the circumstances. The flooring has to move to keep you off balance. Your flooring has to move. It's going to be the bills. If it's not the bills today, it's going to be the kids. If it's not the kids, it's going to be the job. If it's not the job, it's going to be somebody in the family got some sort of medical condition. If it's somebody, I can't hear nobody. And it always seems like, Lord, why this always got to happen to me? Clue, you call yourself a child of God. Why do you think it's happening to you? I'm trying to get you to step out the boat. I'm trying to get you to see, well, what foundation are you trusting and believing in? To whom much is given, much is required. Yeah, you got all this other party, and it seems like it always like a magnet comes to you, and you don't even have a clue why it's coming to you. Well, because I'm trying to make you greater than what you think that you are. I'm trying to get you to my greatness and not to yours. I've made you to be fearfully and wonderfully in my image. So if I made you this way, I have to test you to get you out to believe that you can do great exploits. It's more than just coming to church and reading the scripture and saying this, but you have no power in you. You won't let the power work because you prohibit the power based upon your faith. And not knowing that you need to build up sometimes to your faith. And coming and saying shabba shabba do, don't do it.
Don't do it.
I don't know where we get that from. Coming into the threshold and saying it don't mean anything. That don't mean anything. The thing is when you're called to do something. Will you choose to do it or will you choose to stay in the boat and use excuses? Too much water. The boat will tip over.
My Lord.
Tell us, Pastor. Amen.
The storm, I can't see, it's too dark.
Tell us.
Adversity is dark. You can't see through adversity. It's supposed to be dark. It emulates a storm. I can't hear nobody. If you can see the way through adversity, it wouldn't be adversity.
That's right.
Am I talking to you?
Oh, yes. Yes, God. Thank you, Father.
I just thought before, and it is so awesome, men and women of God, before that we take out and believe that everything that God has and where we are, what we desire, and what we choose to be is based upon us.
That's true. That's good, Pastor.
It's based upon us. And your obedience, and being obedient, again, does not alleviate adversity. And sometimes we try not to do something so we won't be asked to do something.
My Lord. My Lord.
A lot of times we try not to do something so that we won't be asked to do something.
That's true. Pastor, you teach it.
But how many realize that Christ asking, God's asking is different from man's asking?
Yes.
God knows when he's asked every one of us to do something, and he knows when we decline and use excuses because we try to stay in the boat.
Yes. My Lord. My Lord. Oh, Jesus.
And we come up with these excuses. We try to stay in the boat. I'll do it next time. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody.
That's right.
Your next time may be your last time.
Right.
But people don't want to see it like that. We're living in some harsh times.
Yes, sir.
We're living in some harsh times. And if we just release ourselves when God is saying, and we ask the question when we have something before the Lord that we want God to touch, to do something on our behalf. First of all, we must do what he wants us to do on his behalf. God's not going to do our behalf until we do his behalf.
That's good.
And then there's no problem because he says he will add it in before you know it. By doing his will, what we desire just starts rolling in. Because we've learned, and that's learning how to And like I said before, the Lord said, mastering fear is not saying that fear won't come upon you, but you learn how to navigate. And mastering it is learn how to navigate through it.
Yes.
Understanding it's going to come again, but I learn how to navigate through it. Amen.
Amen.
My time is up.